Hello, good morning. My name is Michelle. I am a Roberts Wesleyan student in the graduate nurse educator program. And I'm here today to discuss the RN role in primary care. There's several of us that will be here today. We are each going to present a different segment on RN leadership. And I'm very excited to be here and hope that you all are too. Our agenda for today, we're first going to discuss nursing leadership. That will be with me. Our delegation, we're going to bring on Brooke Fisk, another educator for the department. She is also working on her RN master's degree, and she will be presenting. We have a section on professional development that will be presented by Trina Crenshaw. We will have committees admin workflow represented by Sue. And then preceptorship program will be by Alana Hogan Smith. And then we will all together come and discuss a wrap up and just kind of talk about today's topics. Our purpose is to uplift humanity through the care of our community. Our values are rooted in community. We serve as one. We care like family, and we would like to embrace tomorrow. Our vision is to become a national model of health and healing. I want to take a second to welcome everybody. I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is Michelle Baxter. I am a graduate student at Roberts Wesleyan. I have been a nurse for over 20 years in different capacities. I started off as a CNA and then worked my way up as a floor nurse and on to, oh goodness, what did I do? I was charge nurse in med surge. And then I switched over to long-term care. I became a nurse manager, director of nursing, and discovered that I love educating. So for the past 7 years, I have worked for Rochester Regional Health in different educational capacities. And that is why I decided to go back and get my master's degree in nursing education. I am currently an RN with my BSN working on my MSN. I cover the entire region for Rochester Regional Health. So I am primary care focused and looking to broaden my horizons into pediatrics and internal med. And something unique about me. I have 4 children. I'm very proud of them. I have a 32-year-old who works here at Rochester Regional Health. I also have a son who is 28. He is an accountant with Del Monte Group. I have a 22-year-old. She works for Paychex. And then I have a 7-year-old who loves to ride horses. So very different things. But if you guys want to go around and introduce yourselves, I'm going to quickly pause this for a second because I am recording for class. Okay. A couple of quick pieces of information. The fire exits, if we do need to go out, there is a map on the back wall. We exit through the door, we turn to the right and go back out the front. Bathrooms are down if you go towards the right, and make another right, they should be straight ahead. Cell phones, I understand that we are all very busy and very important. And I know each of you had to leave a practice today to come for the training. So if you want, please feel free to leave it out on your desk. If you need to take a call, just step out of the room. And then breaks, we will be offering several breaks throughout the program today. If you would like, just get up and go to the bathroom, whatever, you know, you don't have to raise your hands. It's pretty free in this room. Okey doke, RN leadership in primary care. If everybody could quickly take out a piece of paper and a pen and answer the following questions. Just take a moment and ask yourself, what qualities to you make a good leader? What leadership qualities do you want to develop? Who are the role models that you look for inspiration when you are looking towards a role model? Which traits of those role models would you like to emulate? Do these role models exhibit all the qualities and characteristics that you listed in your response to the first question? So go ahead, take a little time, answer these questions, put a little thought into it. Okay, great. So what qualities do you guys think makes a good leader?
Someone who is flexible.
Great. Definitely. Kind. This is the big one. Somebody who's firm. Does everybody have a role model or they like to look towards? Okay, take your papers, tuck them away for a little bit. We will be coming back to them in just a little bit. So what is nursing leadership? Leadership is a process of supporting followers to attain goals for themselves, regardless of what the reason. So in this little presentation, we're going to be looking at what nursing leadership is, the leadership styles, we have an activity, and then in the end, we'll wrap up. So what is a nursing leader? They're distinguished by their actions, not always by a position of authority. They're inspirational, they influence others. And I guess one of the biggest things that separate a leader from a manager is that they are inspired to help others reach their maximum potential. They're not looking for just quality outcomes. They're looking for the individual person to be able to reach their goals, their aspirations, their desires. So that's a little bit different as a leader versus a manager. They look at their critical thinking skills. They're able to utilize those to direct the team. They view how daily tasks impact overall goals of the health organization. They communicate expectations and motivate their team to achieve predetermined goals. So let's say we have a goal to reduce falls. We can implement as a leader fun ways to try to look at, make sure that our health screenings are done. Maybe it's a competition. So-and-so has 100% of all of their screenings completed and gets a reward for it. Maybe it's overall as a team, you put together a whole education that you need in the waiting room for staff, for patients, for families to come in and read and educate on fall screenings or fall risks in the home. And then project leaders, their qualities are to influence others, which are super important. So back to our first question, qualities of a nurse leader. Nurse leaders need to have very strong communication skills. They like to collaborate and work together. They're not just the authoritative figure telling everybody what to do. They collaborate with one another. They reach out to their team. Hey, I have this idea. Let's see if this works. They have education, quality of practice is important to them. Environmental health and resource utilization, so let's say they want to reduce the risk of UTIs that are coming in, into a hospital setting, maybe, as opposed to primary care, but, and they utilize additional resources such as, housekeeping to help make sure that we have all the necessary supplies, hand washing materials, things like that, to reduce, the risk of UTIs if we're straight capping patients or whatever. They're ethical. They have a professional practice evaluation that they use, that they are held to those standards in which we've all, been tested on and achieved. We're all professional. We involve ourselves in leadership. And perhaps the most important piece is that we have compassion, which someone did speak of earlier, and empathy towards others. Nurse leaders in executive positions. Again, communication and relationship with management. So in many ways, RN leaders are right smack dab in the middle. You have the staff on the units or the staff in the practices. You're the liaison between them and upper level management. So you have to have good working relationships with both. You need to have knowledge of your environment in which you are caring for your patients in and caring for your staff. The position as a leader is a little different in that you're not only looking at the importance of caring for your patients, but you're looking at caring for your staff. You have to understand the business and financial aspects of the practice. If it's cheaper to utilize a different type of cleaner, for example, we switched cleaners recently. It's just as effective. We have to do the research on it, make sure it's just as effective. And then once we've determined that it is, we can go with the more cost-effective option. Leadership and visionary thinking towards the future, coming up with out-of-the-box ideas to help improve whatever situation arises. And then we always must maintain our professionalism, ethics, and advocate for those that we are leading. The importance of nursing leadership, it does make a difference in the workplace. If you have a leader that fits your style, which we'll talk about leadership styles, they can cultivate and drive positive changes in healthcare legislation. They can boost morale and promote a psychologically safe workplace. Statistics are out that if staff feels supported, then the environment in which they work in is a positive, safe place, including making errors, we all make errors. They are much more likely to stay. Which leads to the next topic, higher job satisfaction and retention rates. They ensure that the organization's vision, which we discussed on the very first slide, is communicated to the nursing staff and that we are following it. And then we're mentoring the nursing leadership of tomorrow. We are all aging, getting older, and amazingly, I'm now in the older nurse category. That happened very fast, by the way. And it's our job and our responsibility to make sure that we are strong mentors and exemplifying and helping others become the leaders that are going to be there taking care of us. Let's show them how we want to be taken care of. So leadership styles in nursing. This definitely does impact job satisfaction, retention, quality of care, and patient outcomes. So we have a little activity for you guys. In your packets that we passed out, we gave you guys a survey that talks about different leadership styles. Right now, what I want you to do is rate from 1 to 10 how true the statements are on this little survey. Once you're finished, you can just flip it over. But take some time, and then at the bottom, it talks about tallying up the scores. We'll talk about that in a minute. So take some time right now to answer all of these questions, and then just flip it over and leave it on your desk. Yep, from 1 to 10. Rate how these statements are, with 1 being untrue and 10 being true. All right, does anybody need any more time? Okie dokie. So now, in the column on the far right side, I want you to tally up your scores. So number 1 is a red score. Number 2 is a green score. So let's say for question number 1, I put 6. So I want to tally up 6 for all of the red ones. For whatever number that you put in column 1 here. Whatever number that is gonna go towards this color score. So the second question, I am the nurturing type who takes care of everyone. If you put a 10 here, then you're gonna put like 10 on this column. You can use the back too if you want to, it's empty. And maybe make columns that have each of the numbers and then you can add them up at the very end. Does anybody have any questions about how to do this? Okay, I can walk around too and help you guys with these. Yep, just like that. There we go. Once you have all of your columns added up, red, green, yellow, and blue, the column that has the highest score is going to be your dominant leadership style. So you might be a blue, you might be a red, you might be a yellow or a green. Okay, we can put that aside for a minute. Transformational style. This is a nurse leader who looks and works to aspire other nurses to achieve a greater vision by helping with strength and development. This is the mentor. This is the person that likes to help out, take you under their wing, show you, guide you. The autocratic nurse leader. This is a person who likes to make quick decisions. They usually aren't looking for a lot of input from employees. They excel at task delegation. So this is your delegator. The laissez-faire leadership style. This puts faith in every facet of a well-oiled machine. They're indifferent. They really don't like to make changes. They come, they work, they go with the flow. They're not there to stir things up, definitely. The democratic nurse leader. This nurse leader is collaborative. She focuses on team success, and she, in many ways, is definitely the cheerleader of the group. The servant. This nurse leadership style focuses on employee development and individual needs. She, in many ways, is the educator. Situational. This leadership style is the most adaptable since it analyzes the situation and determines the appropriate approach. She is the divergent. She's flexible. She modifies her approach based on individual needs and organization. So she's the one that gets thrown the curveball for the day and quick rallies and comes up with the alternate plan, and then you move forward that way. A transactional nurse leader. This does well with short-term goals, focusing on efficiency and performance. In many ways, the finisher. She's looking for the end. She wants to make sure that you guys outshine everybody else. Here is a quick informational video on different leadership styles that we can quick take a look at. Whoa, what happened here? We've skipped the whole thing here. Try to make it a little bit louder. Situation is an emotion approach is supposed to like the scenario to achieve organization skills. To me, the line of information styles. So the first part of the criteria is when we next make decisions of job and then it's very different than the staff. Maybe reinforcement and foundation and not all of the education courses. Now this doesn't always have to be a good thing. Sometimes the less information style maybe any emergency or decisions needs to be made. And that's the way it's making it. It's superior to provide approach of supervision and reverse take all hands-off approach. Decisions are not made, changes really occur, and quality of it is nearly reactive. And afterwards, not proactive or replacing. And the third thing is to arrive and taking a leadership style with no surge is teaching and staff participation in decisions. Others take responsibility, accountability, and regarding their performance. There are several contemporary styles of what's discussed today. These are transactional, economic, transformational, service, authentic, visionary,
First one is transactional. Transactional leadership, there's a big line words or punishments to the employees of the way they complete the task. You know, it's different from transactional leadership and external information. It's not that there's things based on the knowledge of the employees to that's good work, information, the opposite of the work various tasks on the common mission and vision. And when they started leadership style, the first thing is one which the goal of the leader is to it's servant leadership is the power as far as it helps people develop the work and time things possible. And this is authentic leadership. This is leadership style in the concept of authenticity. Only function grows into themselves, basic nature, and self-actualizing advanced affections. Finally, military leadership is very similar to transformational. Additionally, leaders are much concerned about the culture and if you've got the followers to stay focused on what they need to achieve the outcome of their Here's my example price to go through. Had neighbors in intermediate operating room in a small hospital. She signed process is no schedule in the staff. Allow staff members to resolve their problems. When the nurses have some questions, she provides them with hospital and the nursing unit's policy or procedure manuals. It's not the classic leadership style in administrating. She was training for Ontarian. I think what's the brand?
Good job.
She signed a schedule where everyone chose a certain schedule. She decided to have for them. She also presented me when you have conflicts. She doesn't act as a behavior or a liaison there. And third, employee asks for help. She's thinking as a policy procedure for them to read. Spending time with them and continue to teach them what they need to be successful in the business. So, regardless of leadership style, to select realistic goals, to be involved to encourage others, to recognize the successes of the team members, and to inspire them to provide greatest care. So what do we learn today? First, we learned the classic leadership style of Ontarian is in there and to develop the transactional leadership style of one which leads in rewards and punishments to the employees in the way that they complete the task. Different than that, the transformational leadership leaders is based on being arrangement of employees to do their best work and motivation to involve in all performing various tasks on the common mission vision. Servant leadership style does something one to serve. Authentic leadership is a leadership style the concept of authenticity. The function of us to themselves and their basic nature. Finally, leadership is very similar to transformational, adding focus to the future. I'm enjoying this video on leadership styles. Thanks so much for watching.
Excellent. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Let's see. Get out of this here. Okay, which leadership style is right for you? This is looking at strength. If you identify your strengths, this will help you in identifying a leadership style that you gravitate more towards. Weaknesses, identifying your weakness, it will do the same thing. Know your personality traits. You want to consider what you value personally and professionally. You want to determine your ability to delegate, observe other leaders, and ask for feedback from your leaders and subordinates. Now, you guys, if you want to take out your papers again, that talked about what your leadership style was. Around the room, you see those different colors posted on the wall. Up here is blue, no, I'm sorry, green, yellow, red, and blue. If you guys want to look at your high score, whichever one you scored the highest under, and go to that spot underneath the different colored pieces of paper on the wall, we are going to look at your leadership styles. Okay, green leaders. You guys bring everyone together. You help to resolve conflicts among the team and ensure that all team members are feeling good. The cheerleaders of the group. You're great at building relationships within groups and creating positive environments for groups. You are often seen as great people. Yellow leaders, you propel the team with action. You're led by example, motivating people and maintaining the team's momentum as they move towards a goal. You keep the teams focused and you can be persuasive in getting your way. You are often seen as reliable people who follow through and get things done. Now, just quick observation, look at the number of greens we have versus the number of yellows. Red, you use your logic-based skills to make sure that groups are being realistic and achievement focused. They analyze teams' goals and actions and decide the best possible way to achieve goals. Given specific conditions and circumstances, Reds do a lot in calculating, analyzing, system organization, and budgeting. They're great at providing solutions that make the most logical sense. The other thing I think is rather interesting is take a look around and a question to ask. Does gender play a role in the type of leader you are? We have a group of all females, and in our red group, we have 2 males out of the 3 that are here. Blue leaders, you dream and aspire. They are the idea makers. They approach problems in new ways and tackle tasks differently than others. Blues are always thinking, brainstorming, suggesting, and looking ahead at where the team can go. They're often seen as the big picture. So interestingly, I would definitely say green is our biggest and blue is our second group. Okay. So now, in your groups, one person can be the recorder. I want you guys to sit and talk and discuss the following questions in your groups. What are the greatest strengths and advantages of the leadership style? In what circumstances does your leadership style thrive? What groups roles are best suited for? How do we think the different styles work with each other? What are the challenges and disadvantages of this leadership style? In what way might our approach to leadership be a challenge for people with other leadership styles? When there's a conflict among team members, how would you advise others to approach people with your leadership style? And lastly, how can we integrate the different leadership styles and team dynamics? So go ahead and talk amongst your groups. If you want privacy or whatever, not even privacy, but if you want more space to talk, there is more space out in the hallway out there. So feel free and I'll give you guys about 20 minutes if you want to write this down and talk about it.